This battle starts off at a disadvantage to me with my Tyranitar versus his Starmie. Now I know the Starmie normally uses Choice Specs, which would be able to KO my Tyranitar, but for whatever reason the voices in my head are telling me to expect a switch. So instead of attacking, I use Dragon Dance to take advantage of that the best I can. He switches out to Cradily. There's only one reason I can think of for why Cradily would switch into a Tyranitar, and that is to inflict Toxic upon it. So I taunt the Cradily to prevent the Toxic, and it went exactly as I expected. He's going to switch out now again, so I Dragon Dance on that switch. Cradily would not be able to do anything to a Tyranitar, and he switches to a Lucario. For whatever the voices in my head are telling me to expect a Focus Sash on this Lucario to be able to KO my Tyranitar, but because I don't have anything that would be able to switch into Lucario, I use Earthquake. And the voices in my head are wrong this time, but as you can see, that's a good thing. Now in comes Mamoswine. Now, my Tyranitar's got 2 Dragon Dances at this point, so I'm thinking I have a fairly good chance at a sweep, so I crunch it to take it out. Instead, the Mamoswine barely survives and is able to Earthquake my Tyranitar, giving it a one-hit KO, ending the sweep before it even really begins, pissing me off quite a bit. I hate Mamoswine now, but anyway, in order to deal with this Mamoswine, I bring out my Weavile in the hopes that she can at least get a revenge kill against it with Night Slash. And Mamoswine goes down just as I had hoped. Let's see what I potentially have to deal with now. Very long pause, sorry for the wait. And then comes Cradily. Now I'm expecting this Cradily to use Toxic again. So I switch out to my Heracross so that she can absorb the Toxic and get the Guts boost. Instead, he Rock Slides, which doesn't matter much since Heracross takes little damage from it. Now, this really shows the power of Choice Banded Heracross. I use Close Combat since it's a fairly reliable attack. Much more reliable than Mega Horn, super effective, and it's able to KO Cradily. Now the irony of this is that the Heracross I used was bred by my opponent, and the Cradily my opponent used was bred by me. Quite interesting. Heracross doesn't have a chance in hell of dealing with Swellow, so I basically have to switch out. Now this was a really stupid thing on my part, because I assumed that Swellow was slower than Garchomp. I thought it had base 95 speed. So Jamie takes a whole bunch of damage from that Brave Bird. Swellow gets the Guts boost from its Toxic Orb. And again, I'm trying to KO it, it gets outsped, and basically doesn't have a chance of surviving the Guts boosted Brave Bird. So Jamie goes down without even doing anything, unfortunately. And now I have to deal with this Swellow. I brought in Ambipom in the hopes that I could KO it with Fake Out, outspeed it with a priority move. Instead he brings in a Sceptile. Sceptile is mainly run as a Subseeder quite often, and whether he Leech Seeds me, substitutes, or attacks, my best option is to U-turn, since it's my only super effective attack against Sceptile, and if he Leech Seeds or attacks, it'll KO him, and I can switch to a Weavile. If he substitutes, I can switch to a Weavile again, and KO him with that, but he Leech Seeds, which is the best option for me, since I can KO him without taking any damage. And Weavile is no longer needed to take out Sceptile, but I send her out anyway, since she would be the most able of my team to take care of any surprises, being the fastest member. He sends out Swellow, perhaps hoping to win the speed tie and take out my Weavile before she can do anything significant. That's not going to work, since my Weavile has Ice Shard. Priority is greater than speed, as we know. And Swellow goes down. Now, his final Pokemon is Starmie. And at this point I had already thought the battle was over, since Weavile could outspeed it and hit with Night Slash, but Starmie outsped my Weavile, which led me to think that this Starmie may be Scarfed, and I might be screwed, because if it is Scarfed, I don't think any member of my team would be able to withstand its Surf. I send out Dayton to at least give it some damage with Fake Out, in the hope that I might be able to have some chance at winning. Perhaps if Heracross is able to survive and give it a Night Slash or Lucario a Crunch. But instead, I beat it with a U-turn, which means it wasn't Scarf, it was most likely Specs. Now, this was incredibly confusing to me, but now, you may be wondering how a timid Starmie with Choice Specs was able to outspeed a jolly Weavile. The moral of this battle is to always remember to check your IVs. I had assumed my Weavile had a 31 speed IV. In fact, it had a 1 IV. Instead of outspeeding Starmie by 22 points, it undersped it by 11. So, in conclusion, IVs are important. Never forget them.